We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey, so make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys, it's your girl T. So I want to do an update on the whole Kathy Griffith situation, okay? So first and foremost, I want to say that one thing I hate is doing any political videos because it always brings out the assholes, the trolls, the weirdos, and the fake pro-blacks who are really disguised as anti-black women. They claim to be pro-black, but just because I'm a black woman, they use that as an excuse to attack me. Now, I'm all for differences of opinions, especially when it comes to things like artwork, okay? That's the point of art. Like they always say, art and beauty are both in the eye of the beholder. Some people can look at something and be like, oh my God, that's wonderful. I love that art. And somebody else can look at some art and say, you know what, this is stupid. I don't get it. It makes no sense. My 5-year-old could draw that painting. That is the point of art. It's supposed to be subjective, okay? So yesterday when I did my Kathy Griffin video, I told you guys I was not feeling it. It was creepy. It looked demonic. I wasn't feeling it. I don't care whose head she had in her hand. It could have been Donald Trump's. It could have been the drunk up the street. There's something sick to me about somebody trying to make a beheading artistic. I just didn't find that okay. But yet and still you had a lot of so-called black folks who felt the need to knock me as a black woman. So you're claiming to be pro-black, but yet and still you have no problem using words like coon, bedwench, calling me a whore, saying, you know, I'm a scared Negro, I'm a Trump supporter. You know, that's why I love videos like this, because it exposes people for who they are. And it just allows me to block them and move on. Once again, if you are fake pro-black, stay the fuck off my channel. Don't watch my videos. If you hate black women, stay the hell off my shit and keep it damn moving. I don't understand why that concept is so hard. Yesterday, I had to go through and literally block so many comments of so-called black men defending this white woman for what she did. And that's fine. You can defend her without attacking me, without calling me names, without calling me a whore and a bedwench and everything else. You can defend your white queen without doing that, okay? But what I find funny is that not even 24 hours later, honey, once that story went viral, within a matter of a few hours, her ass was on Instagram posting a sincere ass apology for what she did. And I wonder if these same fake ass pro-black people are going to be sending her money, you know what I'm saying, sending her donations, because I'm sure her career is going to be really, really affected by this. I wonder if they're going to put their money where their mouth is to support this woman, because they had no problem bashing me. You had folks saying, you know, you're claiming that this is gore and you don't like gore, but you showed Azealia Banks beheading chickens. Like, some people just like to push it out their ass. If you watch my Azealia Banks video, she did not behead any chickens in that video. She was cleaning up the remnants, you know what I'm saying, dried up blood and guts and stuff like that. And in that video, guess what? I condemned Azealia Banks for what she did, the same way I condemned Kathy Griffin for what she did. So what the fuck are you talking about? I'm convinced that some people just like to write shit in hopes of getting thumbs ups, in hope of getting comments, because they have nothing else going for them in their life. So they just pull shit out their ass. I respect people who are true pro-blacks, and I know who the true pro-blacks are on my channel because I know by the comments that they leave, and they have a lot of common sense. They always leave good, thought out comments. So I want to shout out true pro-black guys on my channel, like Taharkar X, and then also like Cosmic Light, who I know both of these people are very pro-black, but they still have enough common sense to look at something and see through the bullshit. And like I said, I don't care if you disagree with my original video. You have every right to disagree. This is an open forum, but you don't have the right to call me out my name. You don't have the right to call me a Trump supporter. You don't have the right to say I'm sucking the white man's dick. You're not going to praise me in one video for calling out that white thug who disrespected his teacher, but then come on to another video and say that I'm sucking the white man's dick. Bitch, which one is it? Am I sucking his dick or am I calling him out on bullshit? I call out bullshit. And if I'm not feeling something, I'm not feeling it. You're not going to shame me. You're not going to call me out my name. And you're not going to belittle me because I don't agree with somebody's artwork. If you agree with it and you want to make Kathy Griffin your damn white pro-black queen, by all means do that. But what you're not going to do is come to my channel and disrespect me for having a difference of opinion. I thought the artwork was tacky, tasteless, and it was very disturbing. And let's not forget, regardless if you are pro-Trump or anti-Trump, the man has a child. He has a young child who has to look at these images, and they're saying that, supposedly he saw them and he was scared. They're also saying that the Secret Service is now investigating Kathy Griffin. So I wonder if how many of you so-called pro-blacks who have the anonymity of the internet, who sit behind closed doors and type all day, I wonder if how many of y'all going to be really supporting this woman now that the FBI is investigating her, now that the Secret Service is involved, because a lot of people talk a good game over the internet. A lot of people want you to be their voice and say stupid shit because, again, those ramifications fall on you and not them. I'm not going to allow anybody to put me in a stupid ass situation to say some stupid shit that I can't stand behind. So Kathy Griffin is the dumbass for letting a photographer basically use her brand and her image to promote a photo. Now, you notice ain't nobody going after the photographer like that. All the heat is on Kathy Griffin. So she's an idiot. And that's what I'm not going to allow anybody to do. If you want to make your own videos talking about you agree with the picture and show your face and all that shit, then by all means go for it. If what I'm saying you don't agree with, make your own goddamn channel, bitch, and then sit there all day making videos about Trump and how much you hate Trump and how you agree with the picture. You are free to do that. But what you're not going to do is try and use me to push your fucking agenda. If I agree with the picture, I would say I agree with the picture, but I don't agree with the picture. To me, the whole artwork was disgusting, tacky, and uncalled for. It's no different than the so-called artwork that people do of Obama, showing him beheaded, showing him hanging. All that shit to me is disgusting. Not even because it's a sitting president, but because it's another human being. So if you can't get that through your head as to why I found the artwork disturbing, then that's on you. I'm so tired of these fake pro-blacks really being anti-black woman. You know what I'm saying? Because a real pro-black person doesn't need to knock a black woman because of her opinion, doesn't need to take it to that extreme. So a lot of y'all are not pro-black. A lot of y'all are just anti-black women. And whenever you guys can find an excuse to knock a black woman and call a black woman a whore and a bedwench and a coon, you guys will do that. And I think that's the saddest part of this. To the people who are truly pro-black, who just, agreed with the picture, but weren't being disrespectful, nothing but love. Like I always say, if you weren't the ones disrespecting me and calling me out my name, then you shouldn't be upset. Only a hit dog will holler. The fake pro-blacks, your white queen, she has since apologized. So now who y'all gonna look up to? I just find this whole situation crazy. But anyways, go ahead and check out Kathy Griffin's apology and also check out what CNN had to say. And I'm also going to show you guys what Trump and his kids had to say, what Anderson Cooper, with Chelsea. I'm going to show you guys their tweets as well. Check this out. I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
Is apologizing after sparking outrage with a photo of her holding a terrible effigy of the president's head. It was bloody and severed.
I sincerely apologize. I am just now seeing the reaction of these images. I'm a comic. I cross the line. I move the line, then I cross it. I went way too far. The image is too disturbing. I understand how it offends people. It wasn't funny. I get it. I've made a lot of mistakes in my career. I will continue. I ask your forgiveness. Taking down the image.
All right, we're not obviously showing the image because there's no value to it. Griffin hosts CNN's New Year's coverage, and the network released a statement saying, "We found what she did disgusting and offensive. We're pleased to see she has apologized and asked that the photos be taken down. We are evaluating our New Year's Eve coverage and have made no decisions at this point."
Right. So that's the question, is that now what happens for Kathy Griffin? She could not give, I think, a more authentic apology. She sounds like she gets it. She crossed the line. She often crosses the line. This one went further than ever. And she understands. So now is her career ruined? I mean, what happens next? That sometimes that happens. Sometimes there's a moment, a turning point. But who knows? I mean, we'll ask our guest. Al Franken will be here. We can ask him.
Yeah, a lot of different ways it can
unforgivable.
go. It's easy to condemn this, and it is right to condemn it. There are going to be a lot of layers of analysis. There's an obvious thing. It was wrong. Okay, fine. She's a comedian. Does that give her a different standard? I would argue no. And I think that we've seen a cruelty in comedy recently that is being passed off as parody and comedy. And this is something that was not done by accident. It wasn't done in the moment. No, it was thought out. It was intentional.
It's just, does the apology allow her to go on now? Is that enough, And so we'd love to hear from your thoughts as well. We have breaking news that
All right, so you guys just saw the comments, the tweets, and what all they had to say. Now, as far as Kathy Griffin's apology, I do feel like she's coming from a sincere place, but I also don't feel bad for her. You're a grown-ass woman, and you should have known that this backlash would come. You know, she's claiming that they got this from the Game of Thrones, when the Game of Thrones supposedly, decapitated George Bush, and there was a bunch of backlash from that, and they had to apologize and had to cut that scene from Game of Thrones. So if you knew that the Game of Thrones got backlash, why would you think that you were beyond reproach and that you wouldn't get backlash? Another thing is, when she first started getting backlash on Twitter, she was very defiant. And she kept saying it was a joke. She later on deleted those tweets that I had initially posted, and then she came with the apology. Had people praised her, had she gotten overwhelming support for her so-called joke, she would not have apologized. You know what I'm saying? I feel that she is apologizing because of all the backlash that she's getting. I'm not saying that her apology isn't sincere, but I feel like that's why she apologizes, because of that backlash. So the whole situation to me is just comical, but I just found it even more comical that you have so-called black men attacking me and defending a white woman who doesn't know them from a can of paint, who's not doing anything for the black community, you know what I'm saying? But they were going so hard for her, literally elevating her to this, extreme status as if she's done shit for black people. I just find that whole situation comical. So anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy situation concerning Kathy Griffin apologizing about her so-called artwork concerning Donald Trump. All right, deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.